Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. I hope you guys are all doing well. So in today's video, I want to give you guys an update on what is happening with Bitcoin today and of course the entire cryptocurrency market. If you guys haven't seen my most previous video, I actually talked about Chainlink, right? Some exciting news and upgrades are in fact happening for Chainlink. So if you guys haven't seen yesterday's video, you should definitely check it out. But today, okay, I want to talk more about Bitcoin. There is in fact a fair few charts that I want to show you guys for today's video, and it seems like a lot of people out there are in fact holding on to their Bitcoins, and I want to show you guys a specific chart indicating, right, that millions, okay, over 10 million, right, of Bitcoins are in fact being held by addresses, you know what I mean, just in general, people in general. So that's exactly what I want to talk about for today's video. So give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys have not yet already. I really would appreciate that. And on that, let's begin with today's video. So once again, Bitcoin is not moving. Okay, it has been pretty much a month now. Okay, coming up to a month where we have not seen Bitcoin move at all. I feel like Bitcoin has in fact been stuck at this level of pretty much $30,000. And yes, a fair few times, right? You guys can clearly see right over here, Bitcoin has in fact touched or slightly surpassed $31,000. And it seems like every single time Bitcoin does in fact reach that price level of $31,000, it always bounces back down to 30K. And you guys clearly see right now, Bitcoin is sort of, still holding up pretty well at $30,000 right now. It's just under $30,000, right? You guys can clearly see that. So yeah, Bitcoin has not really been moving, but you guys have to understand, when Bitcoin is just consolidating for a long period of time, it's a great time to really start buying as much as you possibly can, right? I've been telling us that many times, to stack as much Bitcoin as you possibly can at this level, because soon enough, right, Bitcoin will, reach $32,000. And if it does, obviously that's gonna, create a new high for Bitcoin for this year alone in 2023. And $35,000 is very possible. Okay, $40,000 is very possible, and of course, $50,000, which is all the way up here, is very, very possible as well for Bitcoin. I told you guys many times, around towards the end of this year in 2023, I do in fact see a 50K Bitcoin. I still do. I still think that is very, very possible for Bitcoin to reach. Okay. So I still think it's a great time, okay, right now to buy as much Bitcoin as you possibly can, right? So you guys understand, when we know Bitcoin is volatile, you know what I mean? So when it bounces up and down, right, it can go both ways. Okay, so just be blessed that Bitcoin is in fact consolidating. Okay, at least it's not, crashing and then it's going back up, you know what I mean? It's just literally consolidating. So right now, it's still a great time to buy as much Bitcoin as you possibly can, in my opinion, right? But the market today, guys, not much movements, right? Not much movements. The global crypto market cap still at 1.2 trillion. And overall today, the market is down 0.75%, right? So, yeah, you guys can clearly see for the past 24 hours, not much movements for Bitcoin. Ethereum is down 1%, right? XRP is actually down over 4%, almost 5%. You guys can clearly see that for the past 24 hours. XRP is still holding up very well, in my opinion. Okay, even though it's slightly dropping, which is understandable. We saw a couple of days ago when Ripple won the lawsuit, the case with the SEC. We saw XRP absolutely pumping, and that obviously, caused the entire market to pump as well. We saw Cardano, we saw Solana, we saw Polygon absolutely pumping, okay, when that happened, when XRP was absolutely exploding, right? So it's great to see, you know what I mean? And it's understandable why, these altcoins are in fact having a slight drop, not really moving. Everything is just having a little breather right now, right? But yes, everything is still holding up very well. Everything is still cheap, in my opinion, right? A lot of these altcoins are still nowhere near its previous all-time highs. So right now is obviously a great time to get in, right? And Chainlink, right? We saw Chainlink a couple of days ago, absolutely pumping. It pumped like over 20% in one single day, right? In 24 hours, which was absolutely amazing to see. You guys clearly see for the past 7 days, it's up 16%, right? So that's that, right? But Chainlink right now is down 3%. And it's now below, $8, right? Yesterday was actually above $8. So Chainlink is in fact slightly dropping, but it's still holding up very well, in my opinion. But yeah, on that, guys, a fair few altcoins are not really moving today. Now let's get into the charts. Starting off with this one, I showed you guys similar charts to this one, right? $38,000. Very, very possible for Bitcoin, right? Very possible for Bitcoin, okay? In the next upcoming, maybe few weeks, few months, right? Like 2 months or so, I reckon we will easily see a 38K Bitcoin, okay? It could even happen next month in August, right? It could, okay? But it's very, very possible. I've been telling us many times. Once we actually see Bitcoin touch $32,000 or surpass $32,000, I think that is when the next rally will in fact form for Bitcoin. We know 2023, we have in fact been seeing Bitcoin slowly recover up to the upside, and we have in fact been seeing some amazing pumps. And I really do believe, since Bitcoin has been strongly consolidating at this level of pretty much $30,000, it's going to have an amazing leg up to the upside. So yes, $38,000 is very, very possible for the next target for Bitcoin. Okay, so be ready for that. Now, the bull run is about to start. Okay, you guys can clearly see, okay, in previous years, these bull runs, okay, you guys can clearly just see in previous years, okay, 2012, starting off with that one, you guys can see how amazing that bull run was, and we saw Bitcoin for the first time ever pump all the way up to $1,200. Okay, remember in 2013, I think that was the first. Oh, okay, never mind. I don't think that was the first year that we saw Bitcoin reach over $1,000. But yeah, 2012, you guys can clearly see we saw Bitcoin pump all the way up to around $1,200, right? And I think that was actually in 2013, not 2012. And then 2015, 19K, right? Very, very possible. Okay. And then it dropped, right? And then obviously it pumped. And then in 2017, we saw it absolutely pump up to the upside, right? And then 2019, we had a bottom. You guys can clearly see that. And then it pumped all the way up to 69K in 2021, right? And then here we are in 2023, we hit bottom, okay, which was around $15,000. And now, okay, we're going to see Bitcoin, right? We are here right now. We're going to see Bitcoin absolutely pump up. And it's indicating that Bitcoin could actually pump all the way up to 400K, right? So that's very, very possible for Bitcoin, right? Very, very possible for Bitcoin in the next bull market, right? The next bull cycle. Very possible. Now, I told you guys, personally, I see Bitcoin reaching at least 200K to 250K to maybe even 300K, so 400K. I think that is possible, right? But we will see. I'm sort of 50-50 on it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But if Bitcoin does, in fact, reach 400K, that's going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be so much FOMO. But we will see, guys, okay? Nothing is impossible at this point, right? And here's another chart, okay? Bitcoin's all-time highs. 150K to 200K, yes, that's very, very possible, just like what I said, okay? I reckon it can go way higher than 200K, though. I think Bitcoin can go to at least 250K to maybe even 300K. I think that is still very possible. And you guys can clearly see in previous years, all-time highs, right? It's been absolutely insane. So every single time, guys, right, we reach the next cycle, the next bull cycle, a new cycle is in fact coming up for Bitcoin. It always tends to reach a new all-time high. So yes, Bitcoin will easily reach up to $68,000 as previous highs, right? And it's going to reach a new high, right? It's going to easily reach six figs, right? It's going to easily reach 100K, 150K to 200K to 250K in my opinion, and of course 300K, maybe even over 300K, just like what this chart is indicating. 400K apparently is very, very possible. Okay, like I said, I'm 50-50 on it. Okay, I'm not 100% into it. I'm 50-50. So we will see how high Bitcoin can go in the next bull cycle, right? And here's another chart, guys. Okay, another bull run is in fact happening. A 1, 2, 3 is in fact forming. Us clearly see in previous years, right? In previous, bull runs, we have this 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we have a bear market, of course, then it drops. Then we have another 1, 2, 3, and have a massive parabolic movement up to the upside, and then we have a bear market, and then again a 1, 2, 3, right? A bull run. Okay, a bear market. So it seems like we're gonna have another 1, 2, 3, and it seems like it's all ups from here, guys. Right? That's what I've been telling you guys many times. It's all ups from here, and this chart is also indicating that Bitcoin's gonna surpass 400K. So we will see, guys. Okay, we will see. Time will tell. We will see. But you guys can clearly see cycle lows for Bitcoin. Okay, back in 2011 or 2012, we saw it at $2, right? That was its lowest point, and then it pumped, and then it dropped again, and then it was at $152 back in 2015, and then it pumped again, and then it dropped, And then in 2019, we saw it at $3.1 thousand for Bitcoin, and then it pumped, and then it dropped just recently. We know that, and then its previous lows was in fact at $15.6 thousand. So you guys can clearly see how much Bitcoin has pumped and dropped from its previous highs and its previous lows. So yes, Bitcoin is really, really volatile, but I feel like in the future, right, Bitcoin is going to be less volatile than how it is now. Okay. But yeah, time will tell. We will see. Okay. I feel like new, retail investors, institutions are in fact getting into Bitcoin and whatnot. We know that. And of course, right, this is the chart that I want to show you guys, and this is what I really want to talk about for today's video, right? The Bitcoin supply held by long-term holders is at an all-time high. So a lot of people, are in fact holding their Bitcoins long-term. Okay, and you guys clearly see 14.5 million Bitcoins are in fact being held right now. Okay, by addresses and whatnot, and just people in general, you know what I mean, on fact holding their Bitcoins long term. So just think about that, guys, right? So the price will keep rising for Bitcoin. It seems like a lot of people realize now that Bitcoin is obviously, the future, right, of money, most likely. And of course, we know Bitcoin has store of value. They know where Bitcoin is heading. So a lot of people now are not, selling their Bitcoins. They're simply just hodling it for long term. And that's what I've been telling guys to do. You know what I mean? So, right, you guys can clearly see, just like in previous lows, okay, it's going to get less volatile for Bitcoin because a lot more people are in fact holding the Bitcoins, and, they're not going to sell it. So it's going to be less volatile, in my opinion, in the future. We know Bitcoin has only been around for like over 13 years. So it's still a new asset, right? And just cryptocurrency in general, this market is still new. It's nothing compared to, the stock market. The stock market has been around for literally decades, right? Like years and years and years, for a very, very long time. Whereas crypto has been only around for 13 years. So it's still a new market, guys, right? Bitcoin is still a new asset. And I really do believe, in, the next few decades from now, Bitcoin is going to be less volatile, right? So that's that. But yeah, this is very bullish for Bitcoin, obviously. Okay, the Bitcoin supply held by long-term hodlers is at an all-time high, right? So just think about it. The price is obviously going to keep rising, guys. Okay, if people are not selling their Bitcoins, they're simply just hodling it. There's not enough Bitcoins. We know there's only a max supply, okay, of Bitcoins, 21 million Bitcoins, right? And circulating supply of Bitcoins is around, let's have a look here on CoinMarketCap. 19.4 million Bitcoins. Okay, that's a circulating supply right now. So we still have less than 2 million Bitcoins to be mined. And a lot of people are in fact saying the last Bitcoin to be mined is the year 2140, which is like over 100 years from now. So if you really think about it, right, 14.5 million Bitcoins are in fact being held right now by addresses, and the circulating supply is at over 19.4 million. So just think about that, right? A lot more people, right, in general, are in fact just going to simply hold their Bitcoin. So if you really think about it, time is ticking. There's not enough Bitcoins to go around for everyone, right? So that's why I've been telling guys to at least hodl one Bitcoin, because it's one full Bitcoin, okay? It's going to potentially, right, build you wealth. You're going to potentially become a millionaire, and you can have some type of freedom in life, right? This is not financial advice. Always do your own research, just my personal opinion. But this is just my perspective, guys. And we know if you hold one Bitcoin today, it's sort of rare. You know what I mean? It's sort of rare, right? But I reckon in the next few decades, it's going to be extremely rare to just simply hold one full Bitcoin, right? Because one full Bitcoin is going to be worth, millions of dollars in the next few decades, right? Not 1 million, millions, right? So just think about that. Okay, so it's going to be obviously extremely rare in the future to see someone hold one full coin of a Bitcoin, right? So that's just my personal opinion, but this is very, very bullish. It seems like a lot of people are in fact holding their Bitcoins long term, and this is exactly what we all should be doing, right? So this is absolutely amazing to see. So that's that, guys. Very, very bullish for Bitcoin. Moving on, Bitcoin monthly returns. It's been literally, I think, over a week since I gave you guys an update on this. So I want to give you guys a quick little update before I end this video, for today's video. You guys can clearly see Bitcoin is down 2%, so far for July. And I told you guys, right, my previous update on this Bitcoin monthly returns chart that, I really do believe, July should be a amazing month for Bitcoin. You guys can clearly see in previous years, Bitcoin was in fact performing amazing, right? You guys can clearly see that back in 2022, 2021, and 2020, even in 2018 and 2017. So this month, it seems like we could actually end off maybe in the reds potentially, or maybe it could slightly, we could potentially slightly see Bitcoin bounce, up towards the upside, maybe towards the end of this month, right? We will see, guys. But so far, it's down 2%, so we will see nothing too crazy so far. But that's that. Bitcoin is not really moving. Just know that, right? We all know that Bitcoin is not really moving, so it's understandable why it's down 2%, right? It's not really moving. You guys clearly see that, right? It's been literally an entire month, pretty much, coming up to a month where Bitcoin has not really been moving. Okay, it's just been consolidating, but it's very, days like this, weeks like this is very important, right? Days like this where Bitcoin's not really moving, it's very, very important. Okay, that's just my opinion. We're still in a great buy zone, in my opinion. I've been stacking as much Bitcoin as I possibly can at this level, around $30,000, because I know eventually, in the next few months, Bitcoin's gonna reach $35,000, $38,000, and of course $40,000 to $50,000 and over 50K towards the end of this year. So I'm stacking as much Bitcoin as I possibly can for this time period, right, where Bitcoin is hovering at 30K pretty much. So that's that. That's just personally what I'm doing. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys have not yet already. I really would appreciate that, and I catch you guys all in the next video. Have a blessed day, guys.